Hi guys, welcome back to the Humble Gamer channel. This is on our new channel. This is the Tabletop role-playing game channel. We still haven't finalised the name for it yet, so you may be seeing it on a different channel, I don't know. But either way, welcome back. I am the Humble Gamer, obviously, and this is the wonderful Charlie, who you know and love from many things. And this is the first episode of a new Call of Cthulhu 7th edition adventure. This is not, there's not going to be any adventure in this episode, so if you want to see Charlie in character doing her thing, fighting off tentacly beasties, jump to the next episode, because this is the character sheet, which Charlie has seen, I think, for basically the first time tonight.
Yeah, the only sheets I've seen before are D&D sheets.
Yeah.
And I find them fairly complicated. This is actually my one.
Those are actually your dice, those are the green dice.
You might see a particular animal that you may have seen before if you are a regular to the Humble Gamer channel. Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah, good old Bex.
For many more years to come.
So yeah, I've played one game of Call of Cthulhu, and we failed. It was run by a guy called Chris Sonic, who runs a D&D game that I'm in, and we've both been in actually.
Yes. He
ran it. David's character got shot. I think he got shot by me. I think I killed him because my character went insane. So only that campaign lasted one game. I'm hoping this campaign will last longer than that.
Sorry, the reason I'm laughing is because I was part of that game. I've recently decided to take a bit of a break. And that apparently almost broke the team.
It did. We sucked. We absolutely sucked. For tonight, you won't actually need the dice.
Oh well, what's the point?
Because we're doing the quick start version. We're taking the quick start rules for Call of Cthulhu. Now if you haven't seen the Call of Cthulhu character sheet, you will see one just on that side of the screen, just past Charlie. So you can see at the top, this is all about your character: name, player, occupation, age, sex. Residence and birthplace. So
name.
So the name. What are you naming your character for this adventure?
I mean, I really feel.
I can remember.
Did I name it already?
Yes, you've already named it.
I don't remember.
I can remember. Well, the name you gave me was April, May, January.
Yes, I know that, and I know the occupation as well.
Yes.
Remind me.
You're a photographer.
Yes.
An artistic photographer. You don't work for, what the impression I got from you is that you don't work for the press.
She's what would count as a freelance of the time.
Yes.
Of the time.
And we actually did some research on the cameras that you've got.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the one she chose, but it's appearing just past Charlie on the other side of the screen.
Any of them are fine.
Age?
We'll go with 26.
Sex, I'm guessing female.
Yes, please. Oh.
Residence, that's just where you live.
Oh, I feel like maybe she's Persian.
Okay. And whereabouts are you actually living on the globe? Where are you based?
Oh, let's go exotic. Let's go with New York.
Okay, so you're based in New York. That's probably good.
Staten Island, really making it in the world. No offence if you live on Staten Island, I'm sure it's beautiful.
Now, I do have to ask this, and
right.
this is important to the game. Did you pick Staten Island because of the Impractical Jokers?
No, I picked... Alright, yeah. I've got a friend who goes to New York quite a lot, and he says how he can see Staten Island.
Ah, cool.
All the time.
Fine, here we go. Right, you might need to write this down at the bottom of your sheet. You have 80, 70, 60 twice, 50 3 times, and 40. Okay? Now those numbers you are going to allocate into the skills that are in the centre top of the character sheet, which is your strength, constitution, your size, your dexterity, your appearance, and your intelligence.
Okay, right. So I feel that for the sake of anybody who's never played it before, like I haven't.
Yes.
I've played D&D, so I get some of the characteristics, but for anyone who's never even played D&D, perhaps explain.
Okay, so you have strength, which is, it measures your raw physical power. Your constitution is a measure of health, and hardiness of your investigator. Size is your height and your weight. Your dexterity is a measure of your investigator's physical agility and speed. Appearance measures the physical appeal of your character. Your intelligence is a rough measure of your investigator's cunning and ability to make leaps of logic and intuition. Power is a measure of your force of will, spirit and mental stability. And your education is a measure of knowledge that you investigators accumulated through formal education or through the school of hard knocks.
Okay, right. I think that with the fact that it's a freelance photographer,
yes,
I think probably the least important thing is going to be appearance.
Yeah, so
because she's a female and she's doing a well-educated job.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have been acceptable then.
No.
In Persia, in Persia.
Hence presumably why you escaped to New York.
Yeah, so the last thing that she's going to care about
is how she looks.
What she looks like. So we'll put 40 in there.
Yeah, so in there you put 40 and then you'll see two little boxes next to it.
Yeah.
In the top box you will now write 20.
God, you could have sharpened the pencil.
And in the bottom box, you can criticise me later, you will write 5. The reason we've done that is now, you know in Dungeons and Dragons, if you roll a natural 20, it's a critical.
Right.
You don't get criticals in this game. The way it works is, if you get, for example, if you had to do an appearance check, so you had to be like, I don't know, picking anything out of the air as appearance based, if the manager of a modelling agency came up to you and you said, actually I'd quite like to get a job, you'd have to roll an appearance check to see if he thought you looked the part of the model.
Okay.
You would then roll the D100s, which are the two 10-sided dice, and if you rolled 40 or below, you pass. Above 40 you fail.
Right.
40 or below you pass. 20 or below is a hard pass, so you've done really well. 5 or below is a critical. So you've done the most amazing version of whatever it is you're trying to do.
Can I just ask a question
Of
now?
course you can, yes.
If this is these two dice, that is impossible to roll a 5.
No, it's not. On here you have a 0.
Right.
And on there you have a 5.
Right, okay, so that's not... that doesn't automatically mean 50 or 500 or something.
No, so for example, if you roll it, so you've got a 50 on that dice and a 3 on there. So that's 53.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I can't roll a 5, okay.
Yeah. The one number you can't roll, if you roll all zeros, that's 100 and that is a critical fail. So you've done the worst you could have done.
Watch the space, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like with again the type of job where she was born, all that kind of stuff, I think that she needs to be intelligent.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to make that the most important thing.
Okay, so in
I'm going
that
to put 80
and then 40 in the top. And
so it'd be 10, wouldn't it?
I've got that wrong. It's not 40-25, it's 40-28. And that is 80-40-16. Because it goes full, half, fifth.
Again, for all the same reasons, 70 is going to go in education.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I think that she will have educated herself.
Yeah, now let me find, there's a table in here somewhere that tells me what
so it would be 70, 35.
5. And 70 divided by 5 is 14.
Dexterity is agility, yeah?
Agility, yeah. So that's for if you're running away or squeezing to tight spaces.
Yeah, so I'm going to put a 60 in there.
Yeah. 60, 30, 12.
What's that one again? Power?
Power, which is your force of will, your spirit and your mental stability.
Yeah, we'll go with 60.
I think that's probably fair because given your heritage, given the time and the obstacles you are going to face, you're going to have a fairly strong force of will to do the things you've done so far. And so everything else, so strength, constitution and size are 50s.
Yes. And it all happened to be in the same row.
Yes. Which will make it very easy for me to edit on the character sheet that you can see next to Charlie's head.
On the subject of continuity, if you want to check out any other channels, like funny business for me.
Yes, they'll be linked. They'll be linked.
Okay.
So you now have your secondary attributes. You will see that there are lots of things down here.
I love that there's a little thing because you've got obviously hit points.
Yeah.
And magic points, but then you've got luck and sanity, and you've got all of the numbers.
Yeah.
Going from what I presume would be 100, but it goes
99,
and then right the way down you're out of luck.
Yep.
And then sanity's the same.
Sanity,
99, all the way down, you're insane.
Yep. And I should point out, if you go insane, you have lost. You are claimed by the tentacle
I presume
monster.
that I'm going to circle these as we go along and stuff.
Yes, but you do get a starting.
I will need a different eraser.
Yes.
At some stage.
But you do get a starting level, and actually I did lie, you do need some dice. If you could take 3 d6s, which is 3 normal dice. If you could roll them.
I know what d6s are.
Yeah. Oh, hello! 6, 4 and 4, so that's 14. Then we multiply it by 5, so that is 70. So you can circle 70 in your luck score.
She's got the look of the
You're
Irish.
pretty lucky. You're pretty lucky as you start out.
She would have to be.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm doing again for sanity?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
We're now going to do magic points, which you will see in the little box next to luck.
Yeah, so what do I need?
They are equal to 1/5 of your power, so that's already written down, so you get 12 magic points. Chances are you probably won't use
Am I supposed to
that.
write it in there? There's little boxes.
I don't know everything about this character sheet yet, so I'm literally telling you what it says in the startup.
Oh, hang on, there's little words in there.
Yes, there will be.
Max MP. Oh, it's the maximum.
Oh, in that case you can write 12 in there to start with, in your maximum. Chances are you won't use that. Your hit points, I don't know where you write this. Oh yeah, max HP there. Are your size and constitution added together
100.
and then dividing the total by 10.
10.
So your hit points are 10.
That's half. It's not
Yeah, that's
too
your
bad.
max hit points. Yeah, the thing with Call of Cthulhu is that you probably aren't going to be fighting that much. Because you don't want to fight. Sanity.
In the game, gotcha.
Yes. Your sanity begins at a level equal to your power score. So that's 60.
Not bad. I did give myself a decent little...
Yeah. So you can also circle that number on the sheet as well if you wish. It can be used as a percentile roll that presents your investigative ability to remain stoic in the face of horrors.
Right.
As you encounter the monstrosities of the Cthulhu mythos, your sanity score fluctuates. We need your occupational scores. So you can write another row of numbers down the bottom. And these are 1 at 70, 2 at 60, 3 at 50 and 3 at 40. Now this is referring to the middle of the character sheet, the Investigative Skills. And so this is where, like the skill points in Dungeons and Dragons. Yes, so the skills you've got are accounting, your ability with money.
Numbers.
Anthropology, your anthropological skill.
I don't know what that means. Anthropology is the scientific study of humans, human behaviour and societies in the past and present. I'm just going to put a little
marks
next to the ones that I like.
Praise is your ability to know the value of something, as in, like, you could look at this glass and go it's worth a tenner, accurately. Archaeology, fairly self-explanatory. Art and craft is your artistic and crafting ability. Now you're a photographer.
Yeah. So
I would suggest that's probably...
she would need...
Yeah.
But there are 2 blank spaces in there.
Yeah, for one, there are 3 actually. You write photography and any other arts and crafts in there. You've then got charm, fairly self-explanatory. Climb. Credit rating, you have to have one of those, we'll get to that in a second. Credit rating is basically how rich you are.
Right.
Cthulhu mythos you cannot add anything to, because your character would not necessarily know anything about Cthulhu. or the mythos of the world. That adds I tell you when you add something to that throughout the game.
I'll tell you.
I will tell you when you add. Disguise, your ability to blend. Dodge, which is half your dex skill, which you've got up here, which is 30. So.
I think because my dexterity is quite high, I don't particularly think I need that one.
No, but that is that anyway. So if ever I ask you to do a dodge, you can.
Oh, so shall I write that in now?
Yeah. So dodge is 30.
Drive auto.
Drive auto. Your ability to drive a car. Repair electronics.
Now
I'm gonna.
There are no electronics.
Well, there will be
really,
some,
but not. Her camera is going to. The older ones aren't electronic.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to that, I think that means in terms of like if a light went out, could you fix a 1920s fuse box? Fast talking, your ability to persuade or fool someone. Fighting and brawling, your ability to. So you've obviously got. You'll see there's a couple of things under there, so you can say fighting, brawl. You can also, if you have trained in a particular fighting style,
like
if you
biting.
Karate. Well, more karate. I think biting counts as brawl. Settle down, Tyson.
How about headbutting?
That counts as brawl. So if you've done karate and then perhaps swordsmanship or archery or something like that. Firearms, brackets handgun. Firearms, rifle, shotgun. Basically big arms, small arms. First aid, obviously, your ability to heal yourself. History, knowledge of. Intimidate, how aggressive you can be. Jump, how high you can jump. Language, brackets other. Obviously, now you don't need to write English in other because you have language own. In fact, Persian is probably language own if you're brought up in Persia. Which is your education score for your language own?
Just so you can see
it is
from
quite
there
small.
how small it is.
It is quite small.
And I don't see so good anyway, and there's no light in the room.
Do you want to put the big light on for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's put the big light on for the rest.
Let's put big light on. So yeah, language other is a language that is not native to where you were born.
Just to let you know, I filled that one in because she's a traveller. She would have to have learned another language, which the most common one is English.
In the 1920s, English would have been the one, yeah. And language own is your native language. Law is your ability is how much you know about the law. Library use is how good you are and how effective you are at research and finding stuff in a library situation. Listen is how well you listen, mainly for specific listening. Locksmith is how well you can make and break locks. Mechanical repair is your ability to repair mechanical objects. Medicine, your ability to understand medicine, it's different to first aid. Natural world, how much you know about nature, Attenborough, etc. Navigate is how well you can. I think it also applies to ships, but it's just how well you can navigate your way around the world. Occult, how much knowledge you have of the occult and ghosty goos. Operate heavy machinery is can you operate a crane. Persuade is how well you can persuade someone. Pilot, can you fly a plane?
Psychology.
Your understanding of psychology.
Psychoanalysis.
Your ability to analyse.
Yeah, psychology.
Ride is whether you can ride a horse. Science, your understanding of science and the nature of science. Sleight of hand, fairly self-explanatory. Spot hidden, again, fairly self-explanatory. Can you see things that other people can't? Stealth, how quietly you can move. Survival, if you get stuck somewhere, like would you know which bark to use, which berries you could eat. Swim, how well you can swim. Throw, how well you can throw. And track, how well you can track something in the wild. And there are gaps at the bottom for choices that are specific to you.
I put it on spot next to science because I was thinking mixing the chemicals for dark reading?
Yeah, dark reading, what they call developing, photo development, yeah. Developing film.
Fun.
Yeah. That's staying in.
I was thinking that might be chemistry, but then actually I think that's not really a science, that's just, you just need to know that.
Yeah, so if you, for example, if you had that as a skill, that could come across as But then I might include that if you have arts and crafts photography. I'd probably include that in
the
photography skill.
So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to fill that one in.
Yeah.
And because it's a profession, I'm going to give that one the 70.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. Now I will point out that once you've picked these, so there are, you can then, after this, you can pick 4 non-occupational skills which get 20 points put into them.
So, where are they?
Those are of these, but those are like things you might do as a hobby.
Right.
So you're a photographer, but for example, you might have been part of a fight club, or learn
swim
to fly.
Team.
Yeah, or learn to fly a plane. Or so these are things that you don't. There aren't.
How many do I get then?
You get 4 of those. So anything that you think you'd want to have a bit of skill in, but not necessarily have full amount in.
Okay. Well, off the bat then.
Yeah.
Those 20s, I'm going to put 1 in swim.
Okay. Now I've made. Let me double check something. Yes. Okay. So
Mistake.
I have made a second keeper's mistake.
Dun dun dun.
You'll notice in arts and crafts,
Yes.
it has next to it 5% in brackets.
Yes.
That is everybody has a 5% start in that. So actually it's 75.
Right, so as I was saying, right,
Yeah,
so
so
I'm going to put 20 in swim.
So that's swim, 20 plus 20 is 40 because you get a 20% start in swim.
I'm going to put another one in, where is it, mechanical repair.
Okie dokie. So that would be a grand total of 30 because you get a 10 in that. I like how you're picking your hobbies first.
Well, I'm thinking what's essential.
Yeah.
And in these tricky times of the 1920s.
Are you going to do a New York accent the entire game?
No, because she's Persian.
Alright, you can do a Persian accent the entire game.
Kind of like I thought of doing in New York. The things about April is that she's a bit mysterious. And people don't know her. So she can do lots of accents.
I count that as a disguise.
Shall I put that as 50?
Yeah, you can do. Yeah. Down here. So the grand total is 55, so I should do the maths for you. 55 divided by 2.
And you'll do the maths for yourself?
Yes, 28 and 11.
What did I just put in there?
50.
Right. Okay, so a couple of things that I think would probably be she would need.
Yeah.
I think she'd need a high skill in anthropology.
So the understanding of human behaviour
I think
in society.
because of the way the photos that she's taken, she needs to know what she needs to take, she needs to know who's going to buy them.
I think that makes
sense. So I think 60.
Yeah.
I'm going to make archaeology
one of the 20s.
Yeah, one of the 20s.
So that
21.
21, yeah. So 21 divided by 5 is going to be... no, that would be 11.
Can I not just stay as 10?
I mean, if you roll... if you want to and you roll an 11, and then a fifth of 21 is... Hold on. No, I want to get this right because people will write in the comments that we've got this wrong.
Isn't it 4?
It's 4. Yeah. And that would be 61, 31 and 12. Because archaeology also has a 1 in it. Essentially what you're doing whenever you're doing a character sheet for any tabletop game is you are voluntarily doing math.
That's why I don't like doing them. Right.
You'll be pleased to know actually, in Call of Cthulhu, you don't, unless I tell you, you don't level up, so we don't have to touch this again very often unless I say you've gained some skill in this.
Right, I'm going to put 50 in navigate.
Okay, yeah. So that will give you a grand total of 60. In no, yeah, because it's quite nice.
Oh, in that case, no, I won't. I'll put 40 in there.
Yeah. Which gives you a grand total of 50. You forgot how to write the number 10.
I'm going to put 40 in Persuade.
Yeah, which gives you a grand total of 50. Now, one of these, the 60, 50 or 40, is your credit rating.
Oh, well, you see, the thing is about the credit rating.
Yeah.
Her credit rating, she doesn't have one. Because the money that she's earning is under a different name.
Right, okay, but in terms of a gameplay mechanic, credit rating doesn't necessarily mean that, it just means how much money you have at your disposal. Something fell off a table when it wasn't being touched by anything.
Dun 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 dun.
So for example, credit rating of 0 means you are penniless and living on the streets. 1 to 9 means you possess the bare minimum. 10 to 49 means you're an average. 50 to 89, wealthy, some degree of luxury. 90 to 98 means you have rich, great wealth and luxury. And 99 means you are super rich and money is no object.
I'm going to go to 50 then.
Okie dokie. So that means you're wealthy. You have some degree of luxury in your life. Which actually, yeah, that I think that makes sense, because presumably does she sell her photos?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got 2 major skills left and 1 minor skill.
I think I'm gonna put 40 in law.
Yep. So that will give you a total of 45.
She's grown up. In a very...
So it's 23 and 9.
Right, so I've got 1 major, 1 minor.
Yes. And your major is quite a big major. It's a 60 you've got left.
Yeah, I've left it that.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm going to put that in...
I like that sort of, you started that knowing exactly where you were going with it.
Yeah, I was going to put 60 in accounting.
Okay,
because
so...
I feel that's for someone that's travelling a lot.
So yeah, you can budget pretty well.
Very important skill.
Yeah, and also that might come useful, for example, if you have to look into anybody specific, you could use it, you could see if they were cooking the books or anything. So you're putting 60 and that's going to go to 65. Which is...
33.
Yes, quite correct. And then 65 divided by 5 will be 13.
I'm getting better, folks. Right, so I've got 1 more, which is a 20. I'm just going to erase it from down here. Make a clean piece of paper. Right. So, charm.
So charm, which one you put in there?
20.
That's a 20, so that's a grand total of 35.
Which is still pretty good.
Yeah, so that would be a 13 and a 7.
Okay, so let's get started.
Basically, yeah. You've got your own backstory now. This is onto the second side of the sheet. You don't have to do this now.
What, the backstory?
On the back side you've got things like your backstory, which is personal occupation, ideology and beliefs, significant people, meaningful locations, treasure possessions, traits, injuries and scars, photos, phobias, sorry, and manias.
I was gonna say, I can't see that.
Arcane tomes, spells and artifacts, and encounters with strange entities. Most of the stuff on the right hand part of that column will happen through the game. Because, for example, if you have a severe reaction to something, if, for example, if you completely fail a sanity check and you fail it badly, I can say you now have a phobia of this thing.
Wouldn't mind having a quick fumble. It's written on the sheet, folks.
It is, yes. It is, yes. This sort of stuff, the personal description, the ideology, beliefs, significant people, you can fill that in before we start, as we go on. It's not going to play a massive role, I don't think, unless you give me something particularly interesting. But I have already written the first 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Well, the first 2 chapters anyway. So, yeah, your cash and assets comes into your spending level, which we can do. Again, that's, you don't necessarily need to do that right now. Game possessions, obviously we're not going to count things like clothes, because you have them.
Yeah.
But this is specific stuff, so obviously you have a camera, and presumably a number of rolls of film. Yep, so your darkroom chemicals, and for the purposes of our campaign, I'm not going to make you carry food. You've got
She
food.
just picks berries on the way.
Yeah, you've got food, unless I put you in a situation where you wouldn't logically be able to get food. Well, if you're in a town, if you get hungry, I presume you're going to go and buy something. If you end up, for example, in a wasteland or a desert, things might get tricky, but
In the middle of Egypt.
possibly. So yeah, so you've got camera, film, chemicals, and a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's in terms of.
She's also, I suppose, she's also actually got a book, a lockable book.
Oh, okay, sort of like a journal or a diary or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's where she keeps the immediate contacts, and it, because she doesn't, when she sells the photo, she doesn't deal directly.
Yeah.
It's somebody. You know, it's through a lot.
Yeah, no one directly phones you and says, "I would like one of your photos."
Yeah.
You have your
because
people.
People don't actually know where the photos are coming from.
Yes. Now, given that you have a credit rating of 50 or above, you are wealthy.
Yes.
Accommodation. You have a substantial residence, perhaps with some domestic help, i.e. a butler, housekeeper, cleaner, gardener, etc. And possibly a second home in the country or abroad, and you can stay in expensive hotels. And you can travel first class, and you own an expensive car or equivalent.
Okay. I think that she, if anybody's seen Tomb Raider,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
movie,
yes, yes.
not the new one,
The
good one. Angelina Jolie.
with your favourite woman in the world,
Yeah.
Angelina Jolie. Yes.
Yeah. If you've seen that, I would imagine that she would live like Lara Croft does in that type of house.
Yeah.
Where she has the house, but she doesn't walk. There isn't a lot of butlers and servants. She literally just has one butler.
Yeah. Do you have a Chris Barry with you?
Always in my heart. Yeah, she has a Jeeves type of person.
Which is fair. Yeah.
That works there. Where do I write this?
In assets, I would say. In assets, so you've got a large house.
I'll put modest.
Yeah, a modest house.
Which has to contain a dark room.
Yeah. Yeah.
She has It's a butler.
Yeah.
But he can pull out the sword skills when needed.
Oh yeah. That's a, don't worry. I shall handle the butler.
She does have I suppose she has, like you get in the old Famous Five type of thing, or the old Agatha Christie, where she's got a really close friend.
Yeah, a confidant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is also a member of staff, but they're only a member of staff because they've been friends since forever.
Yeah. Well, that you can put in significant people if you wish. Okay. You don't have to come up with a name now, although I do have a name generator on my phone. Yes, of course. It has to be. Yes. Yes. That makes a lot of sense.
So my best friend is called Peppa.
Peppa Silver, yeah.
And we're exactly the same age. Grew up together, and she has no one, I have no one,
so you're sort of like
except she doesn't travel with me.
No,
I pretty much travel alone.
Is she? Did you find her when you went to America? I'm guessing with a name like Peppa Silver, she's not.
No, I found her when I landed in Ireland.
In Ireland, yes, of course. Yes, right, fine. So is this a stopover flight?
No. This is travelling.
You went to travel to? Okay,
to America. I went the long way.
Persia to Dublin, and then Dublin to New York.
I went to Craggy Island, where I met Peppa, and.
Does she have a lovely horse?
Running through the field.
Running through the field.
And we then decided to go to America together. Yeah. We very nearly, actually, when we were very young, we very nearly went on the Titanic.
Oh right, okay, yeah. I mean, you say actually, very young, because this is set in 23 and the Titanic went down in 12. So you would have been 11 years younger, so you'd have been 12.
Yeah.
Oh God, why did I have to do the maths? 1923, you're 23 years old, you're born in 1900.
Yeah. So I was when we were 12.
Yeah.
I landed with nobody, and she was like, "How does a 12-year-old land in Ireland?" And it was like, "I'm very intelligent." And
fucking Lisa Simpson over here.
Yeah, I'm very intelligent, and I explained to her how this has all come about. Basically like a refugee in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then we thought, right, we're going to seek our fortunes in America. And we got to Southampton. We actually managed to.
So you went, hold on, so you went from Persia to Dublin.
Yeah.
Dublin to Southampton.
Can I just point out one of my skills? Navigate, charm.
Hold on, are you saying that you Are you saying you piloted the boat?
No.
To Southampton. You hitchhiked. Is this what you're getting at?
What I'm saying is that I have managed to get us on boats, trains, automobiles, planes, trains, automobiles. I've blagged us.
So I just want to point out that what you're saying is in the 1910s, the second decade of the last century, a little Irish girl and a little Persian girl, two of probably the most.
Now you see, the good thing about Peppa and the good thing about April,
yes,
which may not have been her real name,
may or may not,
because she's Persian. The good thing about them is that because they haven't got anybody and because they've had to blag through life, very early on in their lives, they learnt how to try to be different.
Oh right, so so just to clarify, your education score is more through the school of hard knocks.
Yeah.
And, okay, cool. I like that. So
because I mean,
little runaway urchins.
How else does a little girl get out of Persia?
Yeah. So little runaway urchins and okay.
So basically, and it'll be a case of we were so small, nobody noticed us crawl under the tarp.
So stowaway on ships,
and
hopping on freight trains.
Yeah, and we heard about the Titanic.
Yeah, thought, let's get on that.
Let's get on that. Unfortunately, we literally were about to be stowaways. Unfortunately, Peppa tripped over.
And scuffed her knee.
No, at that time.
This is the one time security spotted you and said,
we got
no.
we got found by some policemen who thought that we were orphans. They were orphans, but they took us in to. So we missed the boat. Yeah, you literally missed the boat. Yeah. Luckily, and as it happened, we managed to escape the clutches of the force. We met Oliver there. Oliver? They took us to a little orphan house.
Oh, right. No, he's way before this. he's 1870s.
Yeah, he was very old.
Oh, right, okay, so he's now taken over from Mr. Bumble.
Yeah.
Right, okay, right. Okay.
No, genuinely, we escaped. We were taken to an orphan house by the police, meaning that we missed the boat from Southampton. Yeah. But again, due to our absolute refusal of any help, we managed to escape there. So you've basically been running your entire life from everything, and then presumably at some point found a camera. Well, it just so happened that it was on the next boat that we caught.
Okay, yeah.
The next boat that we managed to get on, Peppa, cheeky little urchin. Yeah. She stole a camera.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't know that she'd stolen it at the time. When we landed in New York. Yeah. She gave it to me as a gift.
Presumably, having heard at this point the news of the Titanic, and
I mean, we didn't hear because
I suppose no one would talk to a child about it, would they?
No, we actually had no idea. We just thought we'd missed the boat.
So you weren't on the other ship. You weren't on one of the other ships that was coming. The other, I think was it not the Lusitania, the other ship they had.
The Carpathia.
Yeah, the Carpathia. You weren't on the Carpathia that picked up the survivors. Okay.
No. I mean, we were in the orphanage for a few weeks. And nobody told us the news. It wasn't until
nobody tells us nothing.
It wasn't until we landed in New York, and it was literally emblazoned everywhere it happened, that we were like, oh wow, we got lucky there. We got lucky, and however, as a thank you, Peppa gave me this camera.
Oh, okay.
And I said, as a because I did have a gift for her. I mean, she's the thoughtful one. Yeah. So
you understand anthropology, but you don't necessarily follow it.
Well, no, you see, as a I thought, oh, what a lovely gift. So as a thank you to her, I told her that I was going to take some of the most incredible photos.
Okay, yeah.
As a gift to her. So and because she didn't exactly enjoy travelling.
No,
she doesn't enjoy travelling.
So she's very much now she's like, I'm sat here and
So I will literally travel. I decided to travel the world for her.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And bring the world to her in the form of photos, and it just so happened that they started to get picked up. And
then so the whole thing snowballed.
And that is the backstory, folks.
So
made up on the spot.
Yeah.
How'd you like that?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. It gives me a lot to work with.
We're just gonna have to watch this back now lots.
Yeah.
Okay.
But so I think essentially that is that. Unless you want to add a car to your assets. I'll say again, leave some space here because this is a lot of stuff that will happen through as you go through. But it is in backstory, so if you have any known stuff here, this is the time to add it in.
While she's been travelling the world, Peppa has been busy herself on other projects.
Yeah. Okay. And what does Peppa do for a living? Is she your go-between? Is she your person?
Well, actually, because I earn quite a bit of money. Yeah. Peppa is essentially
a kept woman.
A kept woman, but she has gone and she's literally been educated in as many areas as possible.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she's literally read as many books as she can lay her hands on. She has learnt mechanics. Yeah. She has learnt how to develop photographs as well. Yeah. basically, if I said to her, the car, there's something wrong with the car,
she can
fix it, all those kinds of things. So basically, she enables me to be able to just go off.
And did you say she was a sort of live-in friend?
Yeah, she lives there.
Yeah, cool.
And she may have something to do with how the photos are getting, where they're getting.
Yeah. So is she? I mean, maybe not this term in the 1920s, but is she essentially a sort of not only obviously doing the mechanical, the helpful, practical stuff around the house, but is she also kind of an agent?
I would say she's a bit of a messenger.
Yeah.
She tends to act a little bit of a messenger, and not necessarily for just.
Hold on, is she fucking Del Boy?
No. She basically, like, if somebody needs a message taken to somewhere else.
Yeah, then she will.
Okay,
yeah, she's a facilitator.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she doesn't have an official title. Peppa Silver is
a good name. I
very she is an unusual person.
Yeah. So traits, examples that they give of traits. This is just up here.
Right.
Examples they give of traits in the book, things like generous, good with animals, dreamer, hedonist, gambler, good cook, those sorts of things.
Generous, headstrong. Yeah, I think risk taker.
Yeah.
Loyal.
Yeah, I think that sounds about right.
Ambitious.
Yeah.
Basically, she's a fucking brilliant, amazing.
She's a badass, is what you're telling me. She's an absolute badass, but she can't hit anything.
She doesn't need to.
Do you have a car? Do you have a private conveyance of your own?
Not that she has a car, but she doesn't necessarily.
Oh, she has it. So she has a chauffeur.
Well, Peppa.
Oh, Peppa will drive her. Okay.
Peppa will drive her where she needs to go for the first bit, and then she finds the right.
Yeah.
She's never stopped being a stowaway.
It's just so we know that if you say I need to go here, I can go. You get in the car and.
I should point out
that
because of the whole stowaway and needing to help each other out.
Yeah.
Peppa and Silver look very, very similar.
Peppa and Silver? Do you mean Peppa and April?
Peppa and Silver. I can't remember the name April.
Do you want to call yourself Peppa Silver?
No. She's called April. Can I just point out for any Persians that might be watching, the reason I've picked Persia is because I am Persian, so I'm not trying to be offensive. Sorry, April and Peppa look extremely alike. Obviously they've got different facial features and different heights, but they have made a thing that actually they've got the same hair colour, same hairstyle, they will wear the same sort of thing. It's just in case espionage reasons. Yeah, so they need to switch places.
So basically they're a team for life.
Yeah.
And that is how you do
That is how you make up a story on the spot.
That is how you do a Call of Cthulhu 7th edition character sheet. So
he
yeah,
loves me.
I do. We're getting married. Any characters you create will be different, but that's just taking you through the basics of how it works. If I've got anything wrong, let me know in the comments. It won't affect the next couple of episodes, but
I mean, this is just a bit of fun. So I mean, don't let if we get rules wrong, please don't let it make you angry.
Yeah, we're not going to be purists about this. It's going to be a homebrew. This is not necessarily a playthrough for the purists, but it is hopefully going to be a lot of fun. Certainly, hopefully, going to be a lot of fun for Charlie. I'm going to enjoy it. I hope it's going to be a lot of fun for you, and hopefully, it's going to scare you at some point.
Yeah.
The next episode you see will be us actually playing a session of Call of Cthulhu. So thank you ever so much for watching. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Check out links in the description below, including a link to funnyfacetheatre.com, which is our theatre company. Charlie is the CEO. Check out all the other stuff that's happening on the channel. There's other tabletop games going on. There's obviously still some video games going on, and there might be some board games that we've done as well. By this point, I don't know. So check it all out. Thank you so much for sticking with us, and see you in the next episode of Call of Cthulhu. See you very soon, guys. Goodbye.